Well, thank you, Elaine and the Rail Forum for inviting me to speak, and also to the organisers of Rail Live. It's a pleasure and an honour to come and just talk to you today. I've only got a short period of time to do so, so I don't think I'm really going to do this subject a great deal of justice, but nevertheless, I do believe it is something that as an industry, we need to really understand. Not only do we need to understand it, but I'd also believe that people are beginning to understand and they are beginning to get a hold of the importance of psychological safety within the rail industry. So a quick introduction about me. I'm, as you know, Liam Johnston. I'm the Executive Director of the Railway Mission, and we provide the chaplaincy service to the UK rail network. Now, some of you will have come across chaplains, and some of you may well have used the services of Railway Mission. But some of you may say, I don't really think chaplaincy is worth bothering about. I won't ask for a show of hands because I don't want to be embarrassed. But actually, every single person at some point in their lives needs help and needs support. And Railway Mission is here to provide impartial, confidential, pastoral support for you and for your teams. So we're here 365 days a year in the rail industry supporting people. But what I want to talk today about is not necessarily chaplaincy, but about the work that as an industry we can do together. The safety assurance lead at Alstom wrote a paper in 2023. Nikhil Malviya, I believe his name is pronounced, and he said this: the rail industry faces the challenges of ensuring the safest mode of operation, especially with the increasing speed of trains and large numbers of passengers. While technology advancements and strong safety culture have been developed, psychological factors remain a significant aspect to consider. And he goes on to say later, by fostering a strong safety culture and addressing psychological factors, the railway industry can strive to provide the safest possible operations for passengers and for employees. So it's not just me and it's not just chaplaincy. It's important people within the industry who understand the importance of mental health, well-being, and psychological safety within our industry. Now, there are many definitions for psychological safety if you look at academic research. But essentially, they can be divided into three categories: individual psychological safety, group psychological safety, and organisational. So when members of an organisation have a strong sense of psychological security, it will increase work input and participation. Whereas the contrary is also true, that when there is a sense of insecurity, there is decreased engagement. There is even burnout. There is a risk of losing talent. Now, the term burnout was first coined by a psychologist called Herbert Freudenberg. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. I haven't been practicing saying it enough. He coined the phrase, though, in the 1970s. He coined it after working out that there were people who came to work who were showing signs of what he termed burnout. People became cynical. They became depressed. They became bored at work. So the symptoms of burnout: emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, a reduced sense of accomplishment. These things can affect anybody. So what we want to do is to try and support our people. We want to try and make sure that they have the ability to process, to feel engaged, to be able to be participants in the workplace in a way that is positive for their mental health. A lot of people often think of psychological safety being something that is found in big companies. They're the ones that have got the resources to put this into place. But it is just as important in a small company than it is in a major supplier. In a small organisation where roles overlap and resources are limited, it is just as important for people to be able to speak out, for people to be able to raise their fears, their concerns, because being able to do that will help individuals. Is it the green one that moves the slides? Yep, jolly good. I thought it was for the microphones. If we can reduce the fear of blame, the fear of criticism, and engage with people more, and have individuals engaging within the rail industry, then we begin to build an industry that understands what it means to be safe and secure psychologically. So what is psychological safety, and what's needed for it to foster a workplace where people feel safe, can speak up, ask questions, admit mistakes without fear, is one that drives learning, innovation, continuous improvement, and creates a culture of trust, collaboration, and resilience where everyone can thrive. However, we also need to ask ourselves the question, what it isn't. And this is an important thing, especially for all of you who are managers. What's important to understand is that psychological safety, the ability for people to speak up, is not the same as allowing people to gripe, to complain, to moan, to whinge. If you've been a manager, I'm quite sure some of your staff will have talked about you behind your back. It's not about allowing people the space to gripe. It's about allowing people the space to raise real concerns without fear, without worrying about criticism. It's not about what I would term upward bullying, where people lower down are pushing upwards because they don't like the manager. Psychological safety is something that is not just a nice to have. It is critical for innovation, safety, and well-being. The importance of this within our industry, which is a safety critical industry, can't be understated. We operate in a high-pressure industry. And therefore, our people can come under pressure. So let's consider this, not from the point of view of a major company that has thousands of staff, dedicated HR, but let's think about it in terms of the supply chain, the smaller companies, the smaller organisations, the jigsaw of safety, where small companies help to strengthen the entire supply chain. You see, every single company plays a part in our industry. The railway is not, despite what the public may think and the newspapers may say, it is not a monolithic organisation. It is made up of individual companies, individual teams, and ultimately individual people. So the psychological jigsaw, putting things in place within your own team, within your own company, within your own life is important. It improves resilience, quality of work, and even a continuity of service. You see, psychological safety should align with the goals of an organisation. It should be the bedrock of inclusion and sustainability. Yes, there are unique pressures within the rail industry. You folks know far better than me that you've got to meet high standards. You've got to meet tight deadlines. You've got regulatory compliances to meet. And for small organisations, you've got limited resources. So, teams are lean. You wear multiple hats. There can be a fear of reputational damage, losing contracts. And sometimes it can be easy to try and discourage people from speaking up. But the risk of ignoring psychological safety is increased burnout, increased staff turnover. Mistakes go unreported, leading to safety issues. A loss of trust within teams, with clients, with partners. Small companies can build psychological safety into their frameworks. But it starts with the leaders, creating a culture of openness from the top. Teams and individuals that can practice habits of regular check-ins with one another, open door policies, encouraging but not pushing, reporting of near misses or mistakes, normalising conversations about stress and mental health, training, awareness, simple, scalable mental health training and communication. We're not looking to create a load of psychologists working on tracks and in offices. What we're looking for is people being willing to talk and to be open about mental health, to be open about reaching out to others. So, finally, you'll be pleased to know, the railway mission is here to help. Imagine a small company where something tragic has happened. You can call in a chaplain to help and support. That tragedy might be a fatality. It might be somebody who's died at work, or it might be somebody going through problems at home, children, with a partner, whatever it may be. But chaplains can bring immediate crisis support, immediate emotional support to leaders, to help them understand and cope with what's going on. It creates ongoing space for safety and for conversations, normalising vulnerabilities, normalising outcomes. And I'll close with just 3 quick points. Psychological safety isn't about being soft. It's about being strong and sustainable. Everyone, regardless of the size of company, can help create a safer and more supportive industry. And finally, the railway mission is here. And I invite you, wherever it's applicable, to partner with us to support your people. Thank you.